Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Come on in. Come on in. So glad you guys are here. Hope everyone had a great day today. It's not morning for me. I don't know what time it is. Hey Jamie, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Mary, hello. How are you? Miss Gothy, hello, how are you? And big shout out to Miss Gothy. I will tell everyone why in a little bit. Um, She has been working incredibly hard behind the scenes, and I just want to give her some recognition because without her, our website would not have as much updates, as many updates as we have today. And we have a lot of updates on the website. So if you have not been within the last 30 seconds, go and check it out because I think you will notice something different. And every day until we're done, you will start to notice some different information and some updates. So it's pretty exciting. And Ms. Gothi was a big part of that. And Michelle. Luna, hello, hello. How are you? Let's see. Who you go? Where we go? Yes, I hope you're having a blessed day as well. Dragon, hello. How are you? Dragon. Who else is here? Star. Hey, Star. How are you? How you doing? Debbie with the two cats. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Margie, hello, hello. Tahir, my bahi, hello. How are you? Real as it gets. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Luna. I think I said your name, but I'm saying it again. Hey, Luna. Plotter, hello, hello, hello. Baby Boo, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. TT Tractor, hello, and welcome. I think I got everybody. Oh, Lisa Bruno, hello, hello. Steph, you're so uplifting. Am I? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa, hello. Holly Grace, hello. Let's see. Anybody else that I haven't said and you want me to shout you out, please put it in the chat so I can say hello to you and welcome you in. Like I said, I hope everybody had a great, 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 great day today. Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are across the world, because I know we're in many different places, and that is what I love so much about this. Hey, Angela, how are you? Come on in, come on in. Um, Luna, I have got to talk to Murph about you. Remind me um, to do that because I did not get to speak to him before I came on live. So if he pops in today, I will definitely tell him that we need to connect you to on that project that you're trying to work on, which I think is great. And I also think it's wonderful that you're in the UK and doing it, and that is just wonderful because that means our arms are able to spread all across the world, and that is what I love to see. So I'm so excited about that. Um, Everyone get in. Everyone hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. If you want me to pop up, especially in your feed every time I go live or Mike goes live, please make sure you hit that bell to get all of the hey Bev, how are you? To get all of the notifications
Hello.
and definitely make sure. Hey, if you're in Mike chat, please make sure that you go like Mike's chat. And if you're in Mike's chat, please go make sure you like my chat. We like to make sure the family is all covered here. So it doesn't matter what chat you decide to stay in. You can stay wherever you'd like. But please make sure that you like both sides. That would be great. And it pushes us out into the algorithm, not once, but twice. So, Bev, hello, hello, hello. Yvonne, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, brother, what's going on?
Nothing much. You know what my day's been like. So yeah, it's
Yes,
all good.
I was waiting for you to call me and I didn't hear from you. So I was like, I'll wait. And then Luna
Yeah.
I don't know if you've met
Okay.
Luna yet, but she has a project that I want to talk to you about later, and then I will connect you.
Cool.
She's in
Okay.
the UK, and I think this will be a great something great, maybe how we extend into your territory. Golden
Yep.
Aura, hello. Vicky, hello, and thank you, Vicky, so much for that generous thing that you did. Let's see. Mirth, I'm gonna start calling you Charlie. Ha ha ha. Hello, Charlie. Tiny, how you doing? How you
Hey,
doing?
Charlie.
So here, Mike
Murph's
Spinks.
Angels. That's what it's going to be called.
What, Charlie's Angels? Murph's
Hi,
Angels? What'd you
Luna.
say?
How are you doing?
Hello to this side of me. Yeah, that's right. Go
Yeah, no,
over to
that's
the
that's
other
why
side.
it's.
Greet everyone, and then
Yeah,
you can
no,
go back to
that's
whatever
what
side you
Jag
want to
said.
see them.
As opposed to Charlie, is going to be called Murph's Angels.
Oh, okay, Murph's Angels. Ha, that sounds cool. That's cool. Let's see. So everybody's just coming in and greeting each other. We have a couple of videos today, nothing too much. Hey, Francis, how are you? How
There's
are
a bit of a lag.
you? Watch it, Maggie. You are so. Oh, thank you, Francis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Real as it gets. Salute to Murph from West Virginia. Absolutely. Vicky.
StreamYard's lagging, people. So if we're
I'm
if we're
lagging.
speaking over each other, it's because there's a lag.
Oh, okay. Am I? Is it my side or what's going on? StreamYard just acting up. Uh-oh. Are we having issues with StreamYard today? Ugh. I promise you, if it's not one thing, it's another. We can't get a break right to here. Good grief. Yesterday I was watching, and when I froze and I had to go back in and go out and come back in, it's like, oh, well, guess it'll just be a pause in between bathroom break.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
You might need to.
You might have to go out and come back in. Yeah, you're breaking up bad. Let's see. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, Murph might have to go out and come back in. I might have to get a cough drop because, sometimes that's how it goes around here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. It must be the trolls. It could be. Never know. No judgment here, Plotter. Let's see. I talk to myself all the time. Yeah, me too. They said it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer yourself back. So, hey, Melinda, how are you? How are you, Melinda? It's been a trolley day. Oh, has it? Well, they have to have something to do. It's their job, right? Edinburgh lasts forever. Hello. Miss Goffy, hello. Okay, so let's see. What about the full conversation with yourself? Full conversation with yourself. I mean, they say as long as you don't answer yourself back. I'm not quite sure because sometimes I do answer myself back, and I don't usually say the nicest things. Like I'm like pretty much like, dang it, Stephanie, that was dumb. I'm honest with myself though. It's okay. We can take it. So
how's that now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. No, I answered to myself too. Okay, Tiny. Sometimes we have to answer ourselves too, just so we know what we're doing here.
The best conversations that you can have with somebody is with yourself.
All
the time.
Lisa Cluis. Hello, I answer myself all the time. Hello. Giving yourself a little pep talk. Exactly. Like, get up off your ass and go do that. Stop being lazy, Stephanie. Get up off that ass and go do it. Anyway, so I want to go ahead before I get started and say a big shout out and thank you to Ms. Gopi, who has been working, and Michelle has jumped on board with her, working behind the scenes to get the list of missing children that are in the United States that have already been posted so we can have it on our website. We have started, or I've started putting that list up there. We're doing it by state. So if you go over to the website, you will see that there's a couple of new sections, and we have started to break it out by state. We don't have all the states yet. We haven't forgotten. It's just going to take a little time because there are thousands that need to be added. So we're going state by state by state and adding each state. But each state that is there, that is the complete state from the site that the initial site that Ms. Gothi was researching on. And then we have some other sites. So we will be adding as we go along, but at least we have something up there. So guys, I am super proud of that. And thank you so much to Ms. Gothi for all her hard work behind the scenes and getting all this information to me and together. So that made it really easy for me to just go over there and add them to the website. So please go check that out if you haven't. It's www.thelorainacademy.org. If Tahir is in the room, he can also drop it in the chat. You guys can check it out real quick. But, if you checked it out the first time, the first day, and you look at it today, I think you will be pleasantly surprised to see that we are still updating. So there are changes every day. It changes just a little bit. And I love that. So, it's because of Ms. Gothi and you guys and everybody working together, and Michelle, and coming together and doing what we can do behind the scenes. Valerie and Michelle had their first prayer meeting yesterday, and Valerie told me it went wonderful. And so I'm so excited about that and so happy about that. What else happened? Cassandra's son is home. We are happy about that. And still, getting better day by day. So we are so thankful for that. We are just seeing miracles and miracles and miracles and miracles. And Ada is beginning to speak a little bit more. And so
Yes,
that's
man.
great
Yes,
as
that's what I'm
well.
talking about.
Um, you know,
How good,
we're
Steph? How
grateful.
good? How good was it yesterday to see Cassandra on the chat with that big smile on her face? How good was that?
Absolutely. That was wonderful. It was wonderful to see her smiling, not stressed, and you know,
Yep.
just over there with her son. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Valerie, hello, hello. LA Chick, hello. Yeah, it was just wonderful to see her smiling. You can tell that the stress and the weight of the situation has kind of been lifted now that he's, you know, in a better stable position as far as with his health. And of course they sent him home, so that's wonderful. And that just means that we're moving in the right direction, and we're just so grateful and thankful to God for all the miracles that he has shown us within the last couple of weeks. And we
Yep.
expect to see many, many more. So just thank you to everyone for everything that you do, and being a part of the solution, and all your different ideas and all your videos that you send, and everything that we come together and we try to create just to make a safe space for us to, help these children, to help victims, and to encourage each other. So just thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I wanted to make sure I said that out loud first before I got into anything else. So there you
Yep.
go.
No, no, I think you're totally right to do so as well. I mean, we're not the kind of people over here that just say things and then don't act upon them. We're the kind of people that say things that we're going to do things and then we get them done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That is
Exactly.
what we are. And Cassandra yesterday coming on, jumping up on the panel like we asked her to, and or invited her to, should I say, not asked her to. Um, and she came up, and when I saw her smile, it really, really made me smile. It
Absolutely.
it made me feel like really warm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
and that's
Yep.
what it's all about.
Absolutely. Hey, Temper, how you doing? How you doing? Absolutely. I mean, and we can see that, it's always good when you can see the tangible proof of what you're doing. Like you see that you're making a difference. You see how the donations work. You see how, she's with her son and he's doing better. And she was just able to be there with him. And it's always awesome to be able to see that and to
Hmm.
just be there for someone when they need it. So, Birgit, hello, how are you? How are you? No
Hey,
problem.
Birgit.
No problem. Come on in. Come on in.
Mike's not here. You don't need a late note. Don't worry about it.
Right. No late notes for me. It's okay. When you get back, I don't when he gets back, I don't know. So, um, yeah, so basically, yes. We had a miracle with that. Ada is still in the hospital and she is still recovering little by little. She is speaking. I know that, a lot of people have asked me about donating for Ada. Um, her family has gone through a lot and they definitely um, could use some type of support. So if you guys want to, what my PayPal is. Please put Ada's name in whatever that you would like to donate for Ada or her family, because her husband has spent every day at the hospital. I don't think he's even gone home because every time I text him, it doesn't matter what time it is, he is there, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the morning. He is always there. I know her mother is there as well, but I think her mother goes back and forth from home. um, we will still need to My plan is to start to look for a lawyer for her, do the things that we were supposed to do, um, that knows about how to um, fight against CPS. And so once we find that lawyer, we will, um, be able to hopefully help her with that. So that's one less thing that she needs to do once she is back recovered and we can have that in place for her. That's what I would like to do. So, anybody that wants to donate to help Ada or her family right now, just to provide a meal for them or just any type of comfort because they don't have a car. So her mom and them have to, either get on the bus or they have to, walk to the hospital, whichever way they do it. I don't know. And so that costs, and with everyone being there, of course, that means that no one is able to work. So anything that you guys want to um, help with, please make sure that it says Ada on it. And of course, I will make sure to get it to them. And anything that is extra, we will make sure that we put it toward her legal counsel because they're definitely going to need it. So
There's
um,
all yeah.
just want to.
There's also yes, Steph. Just to add to that, there's also we've got other ideas going on which we've not had a chance to speak about because I've been really busy today. So
Mhm.
doing other stuff, but there are other ideas we've got in the framework as well to do some kind of fundraiser and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, how are
but
you?
it involves other people that have already contacted
Okay.
me and said we can do this and we can do that and we can do the other.
Okay.
So
Well, that will be fine. Anybody in our family that, wants to donate, like I said, through the PayPal, just like with Cassandra, make sure that you put Ada's name on it so that I can know to allocate all, the funds for her. And so that we don't get anything mixed in or anything like that. So I want to make sure that that is complete. And I have had some donations already without saying anything about it. So since people are sending it anyway without me asking, I feel like I just should let everybody know. Please make sure you put Ada's name in the subject of whatever donation that you send via PayPal so that I can make sure that I leave it to the side for Ada, okay, and her family to help them with whatever they need, whether it's legal counsel or whether they need a meal or whether they need, you know, bus fare or whatever it is to get to wherever they need to go. So, um,
Can we also just say, can we just make a statement right now to people as well? Is give your love and support to Ada in the side chat, but please do not post anything regarding Ada's situation, like because that's going to cause more problems. Send your love and support, but please don't post anything in the side chat about Ada,
and
because what we're trying
I
to
will
do
just
is
say,
help Ada get better.
go ahead, Murph.
No. That was the end of my sentence. Sorry. I was
Okay.
just saying we're trying
Oh,
to
so
help her get better, not help the trolls to the troll farms to go out and have more info on her, and and spread even
absolutely.
more disinformation about her.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I don't see, just so anybody knows, I don't watch any of those other channels. I don't watch them at all. If anybody knows
Me
me,
neither.
they know I don't watch
Me
them.
neither. Yeah.
I don't follow them. I never have. I don't watch them. Never have. I'm not going to start now. I won't even mention them over here in my channel because they're not worth me mentioning. People that do things like that, we're just going to leave it in God's hands because,
And it's
he
not
can
just
do
Ada that
better.
I'm talking about. It's anybody's leave all of that stuff. I was going to swear then, but leave all of that stuff for the other channels to talk about. We don't do that over here. That's not what we're about. We're about helping people. We're not about dissing people or saying this person's just said that. This person's just said that. That person's just said this. We don't care. We don't care. Right? That's not what we're about. We're here to help people, and that's it. End of.
I have a cough drop, Bahi. I have a cough drop. Is my cough drop bothering you? Sorry, I'm almost done. Here's always, see, here's always making sure I'm doing the right thing. What's in your mouth? It's a cough drop. You know I'm
Something.
gonna chew it
Have
when
you
I
had
get down.
water today, Steph? Have you eaten? Have you eaten? Have you had water?
I had water. I
Oh,
had
you've
water.
not eaten though. Oh my
I had
god.
I did I had like 4 pieces of pineapple. Like I cut up
Do I have
pineapple, I had 4 pieces.
do I have to come again and slap you with a sandal?
That was good. I ate that this morning. I haven't had pineapple in so long. I used to eat pineapple every single day, at least like 2 or 3 pieces of pineapple in the morning because it helps my digesting, my my digestive, helps me digest food, whatever. Naturally. Hello, Steph Murph, catching late. Oh, hey, Rosemary, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, so
Hey,
that's those.
Rosemary.
Oh, sorry. I just keep going. I can just keep going. Um, so those are all the announcements for today. Or this morning. No, it's not morning. What the hell time is it? For this evening for me, morning for some of you, for the night for others. Like, what the hell time is it? I don't even know. See? And please, please, Stephanie, are there to help other people and not for herself. Thank you, Dragon. Please, Stephanie, are there to help other people, not for herself. Yeah, it's not for me. Definitely not for me. Uh, you can keep the cough drop. Yeah. Like I said, you guys who have been here with me when we went through the Cassandra situation, I'm very transparent when it comes to finances and where the money is going. And if I say that's what it's going to be for, then that's what it's going to be for. So,
And I'm just on your behalf, Steph. I'm gonna qualify that and say that I know that is absolute fact, because sometimes when people say something, they can people just say that they're a liar, but I know that she's not lying, right? So for anybody out there that thinks that's called Steph a scammer and all of this kind of stuff, it's absolute nonsense.
Yeah. And I'll go even
Sorry,
one
sorry,
step
Mala.
further. If you
Yeah,
that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll go one step further. If you feel by in any way uncomfortable, don't send it.
yeah,
That's this is for people that really they just want to do something and they feel comfortable with it. Then you can send it. Make sure you put Ada's name on it. If not, then don't, and that's fine. Just continue to pray, and prayers are just as important as anything else that we can give Ada at this time. So I want everyone to feel comfortable, with what they decide to do with their finances. I don't want anyone to feel like somebody's pressuring you, or you feel like that you have to. You by no means need to or have to do anything. It's just because I'm receiving donations, so I wanted to say that because people are sending it to me anyway. So I just wanted to be able to say that to anyone else that's thinking about it. If you're thinking about it, please make sure Ada's name is on there. you know
yeah,
um because my next step is to find her some type of counsel, so that when she comes home, that's one less stress that she has to deal with. So um, we're going to get back to work on things. Okay, here's what any of them think anyways. Yep, that's exactly right, Yvonne. That's exactly right. But I just want everyone here to feel comfortable. I don't care about what they say, but everyone here feel comfortable. And if you don't, that is okay. I do not take that, any offense to any of that. So, okay. I ordered a couch online. It came. I have deboxed it, and tomorrow I will put it. Ooh, that sounds nice. A couch online.
Oh,
Nice,
Debbie,
nice.
Debbie's got a new couch. You should, Debbie. You need to change your name to Debbie with a new couch and two cats.
W a new couch. 100% personally guarantees it. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Dragon. We're a family here, and we want to support each other in any way that we can. Um, but we want you got diarrhea. Good grief to hear.
See here,
Really?
that's TMI, mate. TMI. I know you're
TMI?
my brother and everything, right? But TMI.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think it's about time we get into this video because we are going down a slippery slope.
Don't say slippery slope after you've just said diarrhea.
I know. I was like, forget it. Ah, I am the one. Okay, I am the one. I also ordered a dresser and dining table. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. That sounds really nice. I love that. All right, we're gonna get on into it. Shocking connections. I believe this is the video about Big Homie CC. So I don't know if I need to start it off, but let me just do an intro so Tahir doesn't say you didn't do your intro. All right, so let me do it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody wants to see me do reactions anyway. They don't like me. Anyway, Ellie, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let me get this off of here. All right. What's going on, YouTube? How you doing? I'm just saying VB here. We are going to check out another video, Shocking Connections. And I believe this is with Big Homie CC. So let's see what connections we are talking about here and get right into it.
It is public fact that Al Qaeda, one of their plans was to use wildfire to attack. The guy that was arrested in California for starting fires, he had 5 active cell phones, he had an incendiary device, and he had a United Nations debit card that they gave to illegal immigrants who crossed over the border.
It's not a question of if there's going to be a terrorist attack, it's when there's going to be a terrorist attack. What I'm thinking now is maybe that already happened with these fires in LA.
There are people losing $9 million estates. After the property burns down, they're getting calls offering them $750,000, $800,000 for the land. I know a land grab when I see one.
Hey everyone, welcome to another sit down with Michael Franzese. Hope everybody is doing well. All is very good, very blessed on this end. And as always, I give all the praise, honor, glory, and thanksgiving to our God for that. You know, people, I've had many guests on this platform for various reasons, some for entertainment, other with the politics that many of you don't like. But they were all, fairly good guests, I would say. Some of them really great. And we try to give you information over here that'll either entertain you, inform you, do something in that regard. And when I had Big Homie on here, who gave us some good information about the Diddy situation, the comments were overwhelmingly positive. And the reason for that is, number one, you said he was very likable. And this is most of the people, most of my viewers, said he was extremely likable, number one. And number two, even more important, extremely credible. He didn't try to, make more out of a situation than what it was. He didn't claim credit for anything. He just reported what he knew and what he saw. And it went over very well. I've since met with him. We've had dinner together. We've spoken about doing a few things. I find him very likable and also very credible. And I really commend him for his work with human trafficking and how he cares about these kids and these young women that have been trafficked and, the victims of pedophilia. He does real work in that regard. He's very well connected. He was a street guy. He's a bodyguard now for major celebrities. And he has some great contacts in the military and in other areas. And he got in contact with me a couple of days ago, and he says, Michael, I have some important information to provide to you with respect to the fires in Los Angeles. I said, okay. And I said, give me a little rundown on it. And he gave me a little bit of a rundown. And knowing it came from him, I said, okay, I'm going to put you on because my viewers appreciated what you had to say the first time. Let's do it again. I didn't really speak to him in advance. What you're going to hear firsthand, the same way I'm hearing it. But like I say, I vetted him to the point where I believe what he has to say is going to be credible again. And I'm a little concerned about what he's going to say because I have my own theories with these fires. I've spoken about them. And I'm very troubled by the entire situation with the, just the unpreparedness of our government here in California. I say our government, I'm a California resident, and the incompetency and everything else involved. I'm not going to be redundant and go over it all again. I had the firefighter on, and I've spoken about the fires myself, and I've gotten overwhelmingly positive responses. And people understand something. I have no horse in this race. I just want to get information out there. It doesn't benefit me any way, shape, or form other than that I get my opportunity to inform you and give you my perspective on something. That's what this is all about. So I want you to listen to what Homie has to say. And you know what? I would advise that you listen from the beginning to the end. He's very intelligent. He speaks very wisely, and he speaks from knowledge and experience. So listen to him. If he has anything that's really critical, I'll speak about it when we end this. But with no further delay, my very special guest today, Big Homie. Big Homie, what a pleasure to have you back on the Sit Down with yours truly, Michael Franzese. Good to have you back, brother.
Yo, first and foremost, thank you for having me. We did real good the first time. It's always an honor.
Well, I want to tell you this, and I really mean this. My viewers absolutely loved you for two reasons. Number one, they just liked you personally, which is great. But number two, they found you to be very credible. And, with all these stories, we talked about, obviously, Diddy and the information that you had and your experience with him. And with all the stories going around about Diddy, some people they're having various opinions about them. But overwhelmingly, when you were on the show, people said, this man is very credible. We believe him. And, so we did absolutely well. We had a lot of viewers. So good to have you back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. It's been an overwhelming outpour from your viewers. I'll send you some of the messages they sent me. And yeah, man, it's a pleasure. Let's get back to work.
Well, we're back now. We have an important topic today because the way this came about, you reached out to me. I appreciate that very much. And you know what's going on with these fires here. And before I ask you any questions, let me just tell you on my part, what I feel here. And I've said it and I put it right out there. I believe, the state leadership is extremely incompetent in many, many areas. It's very unfortunate that their incompetency led to the mass destruction that we've had, with these fires. And by the way, there's fires raging as of right now in San Diego. Somehow it jumped, 50
Absolutely.
miles not 50 miles, over 100 miles. It jumped from the Palisades in that area in LA to San Diego. And I'm not saying that they were related. I don't understand how this happens.
I honestly feel like, if nothing else, the people that live in California pay way too much money for this to have been an issue. They pay way too much money to live in California for this to have been an issue. Like, when you pay
Well,
that type of
also,
money, you expect your government officials to be on point with things. And this was, not good. Not good.
also, don't forget that the fact that the pathway of the and we've said this before, the pathway
Mm-hmm.
of the fires that were happening
Yeah.
were in conjunction with a train line that needs to be made for the 2028 Olympics.
Right. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me go back to this.
We never get an answer. Rarely do we ever get an answer every single year as to how these fires actually begin. Me being the street guy that I once was, I say it's arson 95% of the time. Somebody's starting these fires. I don't know. But, incompetency from our leadership, from the governor right down to the mayor of LA, absolutely. When all these facts have been coming out about how wasteful they were, the way they directed funds away from the firefighters and two other special programs on their part. I can go on and on and on and on, but my viewers know this already about me. I want to hear what you have to say.
Of course. So, like I always say, in order to prepare for the future, we have to study history. Now, October 8th through 10th, I believe is 1871 actually, the Great Chicago Fire, the largest fire in United States history.
That's right.
And from that fire, that's where they stopped building all of our cities predominantly out of wood. So fire season comes every year. Every year there's fire season. But why is there no infrastructure in place? Why are there no precautionary measures taken to prevent natural wildfires from taking place? Secondly, there are certain tools that are used to fight fires all across the world. Here in America, it is illegal to use certain additives that can increase the firefighting capabilities by almost 8,000%. They don't use them here because they're afraid of damaging the white-tailed deer population or an animal. That's like they won't use certain water from certain areas because of the smelt fish. Now, environmental concerns are serious, but when human lives are being put at risk, very suspicious. Why is it that 3 months ago, State Farm cancels thousands of people's insurance policies for fire? Why is that? Is it a coincidence that in 3 years, the Olympics is coming to Los Angeles? There are people losing $9 million estates. After the property burns down, they're getting calls offering them $750,000, $800,000 for the land. Very suspicious.
My friends, it's a new year, 2025. It's a time to get your priorities in order, get yourself straight. And let me tell you something about debt, or falling into debt, I should say. It's like falling into quicksand. And what happens in quicksand? The harder you fight it alone, the deeper you're going to sink. Now, I'll tell you, I've seen debt destroy families, destroy businesses, destroy dreams. And today, with these credit card interest rates, it's as bad as any Shylock I've ever seen on the street. And I mean that. Listen, I know what it's like to feel trapped by money problems. I've been there. I've done that. And I got to tell you, back in my day, people would come to us for these high interest loans, a point a week, sometimes 2 points a week. And they did that when they were desperate to pay off their other debts. So what happened? It only got them in more trouble. But today, my friends, there's a much better way, the legitimate way. PDS debt. They're the real deal. They're doing things the right way. They're doing things the legal way, not like we did on the street. But here's the most important part. They start out by giving you a very free debt analysis. No obligations, no pressure. 30 seconds, that's all it takes. Not going to waste your time. They'll show you exactly what they can do for your very specific situation. Look, I've been around a long time, long enough to know when something's really legit. My friends, if you have $10,000 or more in eligible debt, meaning credit card, collections, medical expenses, personal loans. If you have any of these, then you qualify. So here's what I suggest. Make 2025 the year you take control of your debt. Get your free debt analysis right now. Go to pdsdebt.com/Franzese. Once again, that's pdsdebt.com/Franzese. You give these people 30 seconds, and that can change your financial future, definitely for the better. Now, if anybody's in this situation, what do I end with? It's an offer that none of you should refuse. Take care.
Now, if you look into the Amazon, there are certain indigenous populations. Those indigenous populations, as soon as they see any people outside of their culture, they immediately want to hunt them down and murder them due to the fact that certain companies infiltrate these areas and they start fires there to remove the indigenous population so companies can come in and build on these areas.
So in other
If
words,
you look at the landscape of what's going on,
let me stop
Say it
there for
again.
1 second, because that's really important. So what you're saying is it's factual that in that region that you just described, these fires are purposely started in order for some groups to capitalize on the land that would become available.
yes, for logging purposes, for building out new landscapes for gentrification, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a land grab when I see one. And a question I often get asked is, how come trees didn't burn in some of these fires?
Right.
Well, oftentimes people misconstrue the fact that trees get used for firewood, but a tree is a living organism. While the tree is implanted into the ground with a root system, these trees absorb water to survive. Trees survived Hiroshima.
Mm-hmm.
Nagasaki, Hiroshima, nuclear bombs, trees survived. So just to answer that question, a lot of your supporters, a lot of your people come to me. I saw your interview with Franzese. How come trees are surviving these? And fire season comes every year, but for the first time in history, we had fires in New Jersey. We had fires in Texas. The Smoke Creek fire in Texas, 250 acres. That's the largest fire in Texas history. Now, it is public fact that Al-Qaeda, one of their plans was to use wildfire to attack. We've seen an attack in New Orleans on New Year's. Right after that, we've seen an attack in Las Vegas. There were guys, the attacker in New Orleans had an ISIS flag on his truck. They're often dressed in black. The guy that was arrested in California for starting fires, he had 5 active cell phones, he had an incendiary device, and he had a United Nations debit card that they gave to illegal immigrants who crossed over the border. Who did Trump just announce as terrorist organizations? The cartels.
The Mexican cartels, yeah, or the cartels.
Exactly. And who is responsible for ushering all of these people across the border? To get to the border across safely, you got to pay the cartels.
Right.
It's all interconnected.
So you
And
believe?
I sent over. I'm listening.
Okay. No, I'll let you keep going.
So I sent over all of the links, so everything that I'm saying can be fact checked. I will never invent or embellish information. I only speak on facts, but the facts are right there. Now, it gets even darker. I sent all of this information to you so you can post all of the links in the description. FBI puts out a warning for copycat attacks. We've seen 4 Humvees stolen from a military base. We've seen 8 machine guns, 50 caliber, stolen from the same military base, including mounts for vehicles. Then in Arizona, they recover in a bust 30,000 rounds of 50 caliber ammunition from asylum seekers. They're being blatantly vague in the media because they don't want to just say, oh yeah, illegal immigrants, guys who cross the border illegally. This is all facts. This is all taking place. Humvees stolen, And then there's a bus for 50 caliber ammunition for the same weapons and mounts that was stolen from a military base. Some guys cut a hole in the gate and get away with 4 military Humvees. What does that say to you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, as you're speaking, I'm just thinking of so many things, what's been happening at the border. And our head of the FBI, the former head of the FBI, he's going out now that Trump is in, has said that it's not a question of if there's going to be a terrorist attack, it's when there's going to be a terrorist attack. Well, what I'm thinking now is maybe that already happened with these fires in LA. And I think that's what you're trying to say based upon not conjecture, not a theory, based upon the facts that you've seen unfold up to this point that you're laying out right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because here in America, eyewitness testimony and circumstantial evidence is enough to give anybody a life sentence in a court of law.
Correct.
What we're witnessing right now is the precursor steps for a large-scale, multi-state attack by terrorist organizations. According to ICE official website, over 1,000 people that are on the terrorist watch list crossed the border illegally and living in undetained status. Over 40,000 war-age Chinese nationals have crossed the border and living in undetained status. Over 52 illegal Chinese police stations. A whole floor in a New York high-rise was an illegal Chinese police station used to monitor the people that are coming across the border, all war-age males. According to Mark Lamb, the sheriff in Arizona, when they get to the border, they're dropping their identification there from China, getting to the border, getting new information, and they have a pamphlet. The pamphlet gives them instructions on who to contact, who to reach once they get across the border. During the Biden administration, we've seen an 8,000% increase in this activity. The circumstances after that, Chinese hackers operating here took down Verizon cell towers. They took down T-Mobile cell towers. All of this information that I'm speaking on can be fact checked. I sent you all of the links. This is coming from the Department of Justice. This is just not conjecture or something that I've made up out the blue. I wanted to spread awareness about this because situational awareness must be raised in our country, because I firmly believe that human skepticism, due to the misguidance of media, has become a virus. Because if we go back to the hunter and gatherer days, if one of your peers came and told you that, look, down there by that river, there's a pack of wolves. Don't go down there by that river without being prepared. What do we see now? Oh, this guy's lying. So that guy goes down to that river, doesn't come back. Now what? His peers have to go on a search party to find him. It's going to continue to lead to the loss of human life, for sure.
So in your estimation, this is only the beginning? Because
Definitely.
I would say this, homie, I know Trump has said that he's going to, really put strong effort into finding all the illegals here and deporting them. That's a massive job, because we have no idea where any of these people are. The Department of Justice and the FBI have been saying that for years now. We don't know where they are. They've slipped into the country. There's over, I think, 1 million gotaways, 1 million gotaways. And among them, we have to assume, based upon what the FBI head has told us, that many of them are terrorists that have infiltrated this country, living where we don't know where. So we have these cells existing in various parts throughout the country. And I tell you this, homie, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I try to look rationally at everything.
Absolutely.
But what you're saying makes so much sense based upon the facts that you've uncovered, that this fire was planned through some terrorist organization.
Exactly. Now, it's also facts that there are large businesses that are owned in the country by these cartels and other organizations that operate in illicit trades. How strange could it be if The information is already out. 3 months before the fires, insurance companies magically decide they're going to rescind fire insurance policies that people have already paid for. Very suspicious. A lot of the guys I know that work Homeland Security,
Go ahead.
they say California is cartel territory. Every time we see a cartel boss arrested, they're arrested here in the States.
Well, let me tell you, just following up to what you said about the insurance companies, which is something that I talked about, among other things that were negligently done here in this state. They warned California. They said, listen, you got to clear the brush and you got to stop these crazy regulations, because insurance companies are all about minimizing risk.
Absolutely.
Minimizing risk. And when they see that they had no cooperation whatsoever from our governor and from the state legislature and the people that they were trying to get to do things to prevent these fires, they turned a blind ear to this, a deaf ear to this, I should say. They didn't want to know nothing. And as a result, 3, 4, 5 months later, we have these fires. And all of these people, now it's also well known, they're not going to rebuild their homes without fire insurance in the same place where they burnt down, because they're taking another risk until they felt comfortable that this state would clean up their act, which they're not going to do.
Nope.
That made it ripe for these other organizations to come in and say, hey, you had a house for $10 million, I'll give you, $750,000 for it.
Agreed.
It just, you don't have to come from the street, Homer. You and I have experience on the street.
Definitely.
You don't have to come from the street to figure this out.
Absolutely.
It's like so obvious.
Very obvious. So it sounds like there are people in power whose pockets are getting greased by certain organizations. That's what it seems like. That's what all of these narratives and actual facts lead to. I put it all in chronological order so it made sense. And my concern is, I can defend myself pretty well. You got situational awareness. You know how to use certain tactics to survive. But what about my mother down at the grocery store? What about my aunts? They go into a Walmart and, here comes a guy with a 50 cal machine gun attached to a Humvee that they stole. It's going to be shooting fish in a barrel.
No, I agree.
Very concerning. It's very concerning, and it's up to people like us to spread awareness, because new media is on the forefront right now. We just seen Donald Trump sue and win. He sued all of the major news outlets, New York Times, CNN, sued all these people and won. That gives credence. We just seen Joe Biden pardon Dr. Fauci, pardon his whole family. Blatant criminal organizations acting in public. How do you pardon people before they get charged?
Well, let me tell you this: preemptive pardons. I can't recall a time in history that was done. And Biden pardoning his family, I get it, because he was complicit with his family in peddling his vice presidency to make himself and his family wealthy. We know that. It's obvious. Again, you and I are street guys. We've seen it. It's 100%. There's no question.
Absolutely.
The buck is going to stop, because he doesn't want any of this to get back to him. That's why he brought it all the way back to 2014 and gave them immunity for anything known or unknown, preemptive. They weren't even charged, nothing. He don't even want them to be investigated. But the one but one thing he did, they cannot go in front of Congress and take the Fifth Amendment, because they're immune from prosecution. So when they're grilled and questioned, and that doesn't cover perjury, because perjury would be a current crime. So if they can find out that they lied, then they can be, indicted for perjury. But we'll see what happens there. But here's the thing with Fauci. It's an absolute fact that the Obama administration banned the kind of research that was done at the Wuhan lab. He banned it. Somehow Fauci back in 2014 got around that, and he financed that research that ended up becoming the reason for the pandemic. That's when the virus escaped and infected the world. This guy has more blood on his hands than the entire mafia in the United States, because millions of people were killed as a result of this action worldwide, not only here in the United States. And, to go further, with all of his lying about the vaccines, the lying about distances at 6 feet, the lying about the mask, the closing of the schools, this guy is Satan.
For sure.
Because people that were in the hospitals dying weren't even able to be visited by their loved ones because of Fauci's blatant lying rules and regulations that he put in place in the pandemic. And of course, Biden went along with everything, the whole administration. So the nerve, the absolute nerve, you know, of pardoning this guy and giving him a blanket pardon. He's got so much blood on his hands. That's just terribly offensive to me, homie. You know, please comment on that.
It's terribly offensive because Americans are supposed to be safe in their country. Studies are coming out showing that the Russian vaccine has caused blood clots and has caused even more deaths in people who took the vaccine. Now, on the ICE website, they say 13,000 illegal immigrants crossed the border and they all had murder convictions. Letting across the border 13,000 murders, to me, is egregious, it's asinine, and it's something that people should be held accountable for. Now, we've seen the lady in New York who was set on fire, burned alive on the train by an illegal immigrant who had previous murder convictions where he came from. The case with Lincoln Riley, she was murdered jogging in a park by an illegal immigrant who had violent charges where he came from. An 8,000% increase in illegal border crossings definitely raised the crime rate in our country. So not only are we combating against the people in office that create policy, now people are left to fend for themselves on the street with no previous awareness to what's going on. And we've seen in congressional hearings where congressmen are actively speaking out against something called a cabal. A cabal is a group of people who operate illicitly from basically the Oval Office, and we've seen it. And to me, I feel like that's treasonous.
Oh, no doubt it's treasonous. I mean, Biden has been treasonous, you know, since his vice presidency that we know of. Who knows beyond that if he was treasonous while he was a senator? You know, I don't know, but it's quite possible. This guy has no ethics and no morals whatsoever. It's all about him and his family, and that's it. He doesn't care about anybody else. He showed that by never giving the Gold Star families any kind of attention whatsoever when he personally had, he is at fault for having 13 of their family members killed in that aborted withdrawal from Afghanistan that somehow he has the nerve to say was a great accomplishment. The guy is sick. He's an absolute maniac. There's no question.
Madman, complete madman. They were giving the Taliban $8 million a day. They gave the Ukraine war effort billions. They told California families, we'll give you a $770 stipend.
Exactly. In the Carolinas.
And in the Carolinas, ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. I just feel like we must learn to govern and police ourselves, simply because there were accusations that the previous election was stolen. They stormed the Capitol. We haven't seen that since the 1700s. This election that just previously took place was won by a landslide. Does that mean the previous election was indeed stolen?
Well, listen, homie, I believe it was stolen because their record of mistrust over the past 4 years is obvious that they will stoop to do anything to remain in power. Anything. So I put nothing past them. Again, you and I are street guys. We know, listen, you cross me once, okay, you might get a pass. The second time, I don't know. You know, now I'm getting concerned. The third time, you're done, man. You're finished. I don't believe a thing that you said. I have no trust in you whatsoever. You're an enemy to me. You're dangerous to me. You're out of here. You know, and this administration has consistently lied and cover up. So why would we believe that it was legit back then? You know, and you know, if you look at the numbers, I don't have them in front of me, but if you look at the numbers, it's very, very hard to believe that election wasn't fraudulent. There's no question about it, you know. And look, I believe, People are saying Trump is going to look for revenge. It's not revenge, it's justice. People need to be held accountable for their actions, no matter who they are. So what I'm saying is Joe Biden's never going to go to jail, but they should investigate this because people have to be made aware. Destroy his legacy, do whatever, so that this doesn't reoccur. It doesn't happen again. What happened at the border, there's no way to undo this. There's no way to undo this fire that's happened now and took at least 24 lives. We don't know how many more. There's still people missing, and $250 billion worth of property damage to this point that we know of. And let me ask you a question. Do you believe that these fires, if in fact what you're saying is correct, and to me, it makes a lot of sense that the cartels could have infiltrated here, possibly taken hold of big business through the money that they poured into them, and this is now a scheme to get control, maybe through another terrorist organization. Do you think these fires could be something that we really have to look out for in the future?
Absolutely. During raids in Afghanistan, they found documents and plans for operations to use wildfires to wreak havoc from California up to Washington to destabilize the country. And we just seen a precursor event for that. So whenever there's a terrorist attack, there's always a warning for copycat attacks. And, if you're familiar with any type of warfare, you're going to make certain prodding attacks to see what works. Once you see what works, now you can use that tool again. Over the last 4 years, we've seen an uptick in chemical plant fires, train explosions with chemicals on them. Recently, there was a house explosion in Arlington, Virginia. Officers were coming to serve a warrant, and the house exploded. Every time you see police coming to serve a warrant, DEA, ATF coming to serve a warrant, and you see a house exploding, that's a telltale sign. These are the same things that happened in Afghanistan. These are the same things that happened in Iraq. How is it that a person can get their hands on C4 plastic explosive? There's an operation going on to launder dangerous materials. We just seen a guy in the Yakuza operating here get arrested for trafficking nuclear material. This guy had weapons grade plutonium and all type of illicit drugs here in the United States. He's just been charged. What else is floating around? What else is floating around? I always say, there's never anything good coming when you see ex-special forces guys martyring themselves to get information out. Just to give people a more in-depth look into special forces and Delta, what that means, these guys are the best of the best. Navy SEALs and Marines, when they go to BUDS, they operate in a group. Delta and Special Forces guys are trained. In their training, they're out alone doing solo missions. So when the gentleman exploded in the Tesla truck in front of the casino in Las Vegas, he was by himself. He reached out to Sean Ryan to explain to him what was taking place with the drones, and he released certain information saying that these are Chinese gravitational propulsion systems they've developed, and they were pretty much showcasing their power, telling the United States, like, look, we're going to take Taiwan. There's nothing you can do about it. China has an initiative to be the world's superpower by 2050. They poured more concrete into Africa than the entire size of the United States of America. They've installed so much infrastructure across different continents, people not paying attention to this. So all of these entities are enemies to us. Where does all the fentanyl come from? It comes from China. Where does the cartel get the chemicals from
Allegedly.
to process it? Comes from China. All of these things are interconnected. And, I put in my 10,000 hours to connect the dots. And this is what I've come up with. It's of my belief there are several entities working together to destabilize our country. Just right now, we got Russian submarines 60 miles outside of Florida. We have Russian fighter jets 4 miles outside of Alaska, getting intercepted by U.S. fighter jets. This is why Trump wants to purchase Greenland. He wants to make Canada the 52nd state for security purposes. There's a lot of land that needs to be secured in order to stop an infiltration.
Let
Yeah.
me ask you,
So
and I want my viewers to understand, this is not a theory that that Big Homie's come up with. He's done his homework. He has connections and relationships, and he's very well read and very well connected. So what he's talking here, I wouldn't have him on if I didn't know this and believe this.
so so cheers to hear. So all of this that's going on, right? So let me just go back to the side chat so that I can see what people think about what I'm just about to say. Right. So all of this is going on, right? So we've had 8 plane crashes in the last 2 weeks in America alone. Right. So, and you think that's a coinkydink, which is the word that I use for coincidence. You think that that's a coincidence? Nah, it's not. You've got things that happened, and this is right. So this is just me putting my tinfoil hat on. You think that 9/11 was a coincidence, that it just happened to happen on 9/11, which is 9/11? You think that all of the stuff that's happened with Wall Street and the all of this kind of stuff that went down with, you know, causing worldwide disruption and sending people into poverty was a coincidence? You think that all of this, it's all orchestrated? This is it's a massive orchestra of things that are going down. This is my opinion with my tinfoil hat on, right? It's yeah, exactly, Ellie. It's not a tinfoil hat, Murph. Thank you. But we've got to say that because we're on YouTube, and I'm just saying. So, and I'm not saying that any of this is true. I'm saying it's all allegedly, right? So, I look into things, and exactly what Big Homie CC is saying is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, right? So, what they're trying to do at the moment is they're trying to keep countries separate from each other. They don't want us to be together as a nation. It's like, when I say nation, I'm talking about like the whole world. I'm not talking about each individual country. They don't want us to be together. But don't forget, the world started, and this is science based. The world started with every single country being connected. Every landmass was connected to one another. It was just one bit of land and the rest was sea. And it's only through earthquakes and stuff like that that happened that separated the lands from each other. Now what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep countries separate from each other. And one is trying to now be bigger than the other, and they're trying to separate us and divide us. And it's all distraction. It's all distraction. All of this stuff that is going on is distraction. And these random, like Big Homie CC was saying, about these random buildings being blown up and stuff like that, random houses. If you look into it, right, so like I said earlier on, right, so we started talking about the LA fires. If you look at the path of the where the fires were and how it traveled, and then look at where this new train line needs to be built for the 2028 Olympics, it is exactly the same path. Now, how can that be a coincidence? How can that be a coincidence? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me, and put a 2 in the chat if you think that I'm totally wrong. And I'm totally fine if you put a 2. That's cool. I don't mind. This is just, like I said, it's me with my tinfoil hat. Because to me, it's obvious. It's becoming more and more obvious. And it's only once you take those blinkers off that you start to see all of this stuff happening, right? And we need to wake up, people. We need to wake up. And I'm not saying to you guys, I'm saying to the general population that aren't watching this kind of stuff. 4. Debbie said 4. Okay, what? Right, so put a 4 in the chat, Debbie, if you think that I'm just totally bonkers. There we go. Debbie's put a 4. There we go. So yeah, we need to. It's not just about us. If we're going to do something about this, we need to collectively come together and do something about it, because it's, being a keyboard warrior and watching YouTube and coming on side chats and coming on panels and doing videos and stuff about it is all good. But what are we actually doing about it? That's my point. What are we actually doing about it? Because we know that all of this is happening. All of Sean Atwood did a JFK interview earlier on. And all of these records now have been released about JFK. And we know that the feds were involved. We know that they were. For fact, because the records have been released. So we know that that's what's going on. That's why Michael Francis is brilliant as well, because he knows what's going on. But the one thing that I will disagree with, like about what Become CC was saying, he was saying that China's trying to be the biggest superpower in the world. I think they probably already are, without even knowing about it.
All right, we ready to get back into this video?
Sorry, I just took over because I could see that you were having a second an important phone call.
Yes,
so.
I was talking to a lawyer, so getting some information.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, let's get through this though. I'll talk to you on the back chat.
Yeah, cool.
About him based upon my limited experience, but enough to read somebody pretty well. This is not a theory, some crazy conspiracy theory. If you put all of this together, it makes sense, because let me ask you this. If in fact, and I think we know this to be a fact, the head of the FBI has said it, the head of Homeland Security have said it, we definitely have terrorist cells in this country that we don't know where they are. We don't know where they are. There's possibly thousands of terrorists that are attached to those cells in this country planning to do some evil deeds. The guy in Louisiana, what was his military background was what?
His military background, he was in logistics.
Logistics, okay. So it's, even though people were saying, well, he wasn't a migrant, you can't blame him for coming over the border. But what people don't understand is these people get radicalized from terrorists that are here or that were overseas that they're paying attention to when they have any disillusion or dismay with what's going on in this country. So people need to understand that. Just because an American citizen doesn't mean he's not radicalized by a terrorist organization that exists already in this country.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the Biden administration removed large swaths of military personnel from active duty because they said they were radicalized for the Trump movement. So you're removing actual patriots who have disdain for the way they're watching the country be ran. You're removing them. And then you gotta look at it. Outside of that Bible Belt area, do we really have a lot of people willing to sign up to be warfighters? You got to look at the landscape of things. Over the last few years, people have been arguing about who's a man and who's a woman. Completely egregious, in my opinion, because no matter how we feel, you and I know that the world is a dark, cold place. You know, you find warmth in the family structure and homes that you create. Outside of that, things can get very dangerous. And working in the field that I work in, especially combating human trafficking, I've seen the darkness. I've seen the complete dark underbelly of humanity. So if human trafficking can be $100 billion a year business, that's operating almost with impunity. And people are crossing the border blatantly on terrorist watch lists and living in undetained status. Terror cells are definitely here. There were raids done to go and retrieve high-value targets, Caucasian women who have been radicalized, and they were using them to recruit others to radicalize them to be suicide bombers. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we see something on a large scale, multi-state effect, because the groundwork has been laid for it. I'm concerned about it. It keeps me up at night. I went to several platforms asking them, like, look, I want to make a presentation. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to talk about, asinine hip hop topics, stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I know who to reach out to. So I was watching you on a live recently, and I said, okay, Mike is aware. We from the street. We from areas where we had to police ourselves. We from a situation where people in our community will have a problem. They'll come to us. Absolutely. And we would have to, sometimes we got to rule with an iron fist at times. If we can't verbally de-escalate a problem, sometimes force has to be used. And now the force that we're using is media, these platforms, because people want their information, but it's not being given to them directly. They're being forced to put pieces together, and the next thing you know, they'll read one article, then they back to TikTok. I believe short form content is dumbing people down. If a video is not 10 seconds, people don't want to watch it. That's why on YouTube, they reward you for making videos longer than 10 minutes. The future is here. We're on the forefront of it. And I thank you for allowing me this opportunity to come talk to you and put this information into the atmosphere.
Well, listen, homie, I appreciate it so much. And not only, this won't stop with me. I have some other contacts in the news media. One of them that'll be here next week. If you're okay with it, I want to pass your name on to him because he's investigating. He's out of London, but he's from a big news organization as big as the BBC out of Istanbul. He's very interested in the fires because he said, Michael, this is very suspicious. We don't like what we've seen about the government in California, and we want to talk to you about it. And he's asked to talk to me, Rick Caruso, who was running for mayor of Los Angeles. He lost. He was defeated by the current mayor, whatever her name is, I forget. But he wants to get information because there are people out there like yourself and myself that want the truth to put out there because we're facing some very dangerous times. And yes, Trump is now the president. It's going to be different. But again, if there are these cells remaining in this country, it's not going to be overnight that you're going to, smoke them out and get them and arrest them, deport them, whatever. It's not going to happen. Things are going to happen. I believe, like you said, that we're going to see some tough things going on, over these next couple of months, whatever it might take. But homie, let me ask you this. This is what's so stunning to me. We had a President Biden that allowed all of this to happen. Now, we know he's half out of his mind, half not in his mind, whatever you want to say, dementia, whatever. I don't give him a pass on anything because he's a grown man. He took a responsibility. He was in a position of tremendous trust, and he violated it to the nth degree as far as I'm concerned. But what are the forces behind him, knowing how destructive this is to the United States, knowing that allowing terrorists to come into this country? What is the force behind this, in your estimation, that would do something so dark, so low, so destructive to the country that they belong to?
I'm going to say this. I'm watching Trump and his administration have an active policy to reinstill the Bible and religion into schools and into political framework. There's a church of Satan in every major metropolitan city. Forces of darkness are real. I'm not 100% sure, because what type of human being are you if you're working against humanity? I feel like there are groups of people whose souls have been compromised into the fact where, the dollar is worth more than their own species. I believe people prioritize their own personal bloodlines over the rest of the world. I feel like certain groups feel like they have dominion over others, and I feel like they're passionate about it. And, it's mind-boggling to me. I try to wrap my head around it. It's not often that I get stuck, but in the work that I do, when it comes to the human trafficking thing, a lot of time, you see satanic rituals getting done. Sacrifice of children is real. This is a real thing. Human sacrifice is a real thing. There are over 150 active serial killers moving around in the United States right now. These is documented facts. So I personally feel like personal gain is so enticing to people that they're willing to sacrifice others to obtain it. That's my own personal belief.
I have to concur with that, because there really is no other answer to this. It's satanic, it's demonic. We're not even talking about, or I haven't mentioned up to this point, the over 300,000 children that came into this country, illegally, of course, that are missing.
Unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for. That should be in the news every day. It should be the headline. Finding these children. We don't even hear about it. It's glossed over. It's passed over. Nobody takes it to heart or takes it serious. These are children. God knows what they're being put through at this point now. And listen, I will verify this. I'll back it up and I'll swear to it. There's no doubt that there are satanic rituals going on with children. There's no doubt that there's pedophilia going on at the highest levels. You know it with Diddy. We also know it with Epstein. They can pull the wool over everybody else's eyes. They're not doing with us, homie. Not doing. We've seen too much on the street.
We saw too much.
We've seen too much. And it's just satanic. There's no other way to describe it. And I believe you, the forces of evil are very strong. As Christians, we understand that. And it's got to be. There can't be any other explanation to this. To allow it to get to this level, I just, we got to pray that Trump is effective in at least locating some of these people and then obviously getting rid of them in some way, shape, or form. When we say that, we got to worry because right away. But you know what? I got to be honest with you, homie. I can't be a fraud when it comes to this. I would have no issue whatsoever with pulling a trigger on any one of these bums that would dare sacrifice a child or burn down a house or burn down a neighborhood or cause this mass destruction. I would do it, and I wouldn't think twice about it. And people my viewers might get upset with me, but that's the truth. That's the truth.
I always say, first and foremost, I concur. I completely agree. I wouldn't have a problem with it either. In the Bible, God killed more people than the devil. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 8 says, "Seek and you shall find, listen and you shall hear." And we're in that time right now where if you want the information, it's there. You gotta find it. We're gonna present it to you. And if you're willing to listen and adjust and adapt, we can work together and actually do some active good. I got a show coming out called The Retrieval, where we actively go out, investigate, and we bring people's loved ones home who are being trafficked, because you can sell a bundle of drugs once. You can sell a person over and over and over. And, from what I've discovered is, once certain children, pre-teenagers are worn out, they're murdered and their organs are being harvested. This is the level of violence and evil that's being able to run rampant across our country. America is the highest purchaser of child pornography, the highest purchaser of sex with minors. That's why, they doing good work down in Florida, you know, making large busts. 122 people get arrested. Some of them are Disney employees, hospital workers, hotel workers. It's pure evil. And it's an uphill battle because we obviously have to operate within constraints of the law. But I'll be honest, it's hard at times when you catch up with a guy, and I've listened to audio recordings of rapes. I've listened to audio recordings of people begging for people to stop. And then you catch up with one of these guys and he's screaming, "Oh God, please help me." What God do you pray to, man? Your God cannot be the same as mine. So once again, Rod, thank you, because we obviously got work to do.
Well, homie, listen, you have an open invitation, on this platform. And in any way I can help, get the word out through the knowledge and experience and information that you have, I will do it. Because number one, I applaud you for your work with human trafficking and how you're helping find these kids and put an end to this deplorable, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I would love to use street language to we're on the air, because it's just so infuriating that people can act like this against children. So I applaud the work that you're doing. And just please continue it. You have an open invitation on this platform anytime you choose, anytime you have something that we can educate people and make them aware. Because, look, I was, I will not stop. When I see something going wrong, I'm going to make people know about it. We can never have a repeat performance of what we've had in the past 4 years. And I've told my viewers, and I think you'll concur with this, look, if Trump does something out of line, I'm going to talk about it. This isn't about Republican, Democrat. This is for the benefit of the country, the way we see it. And hopefully the way we see it is just common sense. This is what people want. You look at the border. People don't want people crossing the border illegally. They don't want them infiltrating their neighborhoods. They don't want them involved in human trafficking. They don't want drugs coming across here. It's common sense what Trump is saying here. What he's proposing now is just common sense that most people, the greater majority of people want. And we want to continue to see those type of things happening. And when we don't see it, we're going to talk about it and at least make people aware. I get asked 10 times a day if I would run for office. And I said, listen, I don't want to enter politics. That's a dirty game. It's dirty enough. I said, my platform is to make people aware of what's going wrong in our country and our world, to do the best that I possibly can. I'm a Christian. I'm sincere about it. I don't want to mislead anyone the same way you don't. I can tell how honest you are with all of this. And we just want to make people aware so that we can prevent further damage. But you have me concerned, because these fires in LA were so devastating. And you know what? So easy to do. So easy. We never, like I said when we started, we never really get the answer to how these fires started. Nobody wants to talk about it. You would think that would be the major question asked. We want to know how they start every single year. Absolutely. We want the proof. We want the evidence. We want to be prepared. We never get answers. It's not even talked about.
Nope. So with the Smokehouse Creek fire in Texas, over 250 acres burned. There were no protocols or procedures in place. So it took them 3 days, 1 million acres, pardon me. It took them 3 days to get planes with firefighting tools in the air. 3 days. And the place is just burned into the ground. And fire season comes every year. How hard is it to send out crews to remove the extra brush that can catch fire? Once it's already burning, now they're bringing prisoners out of the jail to fight the fires. You got firefighting crews coming from Canada, all the way from South Africa. We got the manpower right here in our country to do so.
Absolutely.
Strange times we live in there.
And these cartels and these terrorists, they do their homework. Guaranteed they knew how lax California was and how unprepared they would be in these neighborhoods. Guaranteed. We had fire trucks that are sitting idle because they haven't been repaired. we had water being diverted to go into the reservoirs in Los Angeles to help some fish. I don't know what, I can't even talk about it, to help some fish because conservationists were complaining about it. Trump had pointed this out back in 2019 with Newsom. He said, hey, you got to divert that water back into Los Angeles. That's where it goes. They didn't do it, didn't care. They didn't clean the brush. They did, and this is a matter of fact. This isn't like hidden. People know this. Terrorists are doing their homework when they're planning these attacks. So they must have figured out, you know what? California's not prepared for this. Los Angeles is not prepared for this. We know what we can do. We know how much destruction we could cause. It makes sense. I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, but everything that you're saying here, when you put it all together, it makes sense.
So the fish you were referencing is called the smelt fish.
The smelt. I never even heard of the darn fish.
It's a fish about 4 inches long that you can eat with the bones intact.
Oh my God.
They have chemicals that you can add to the water that makes the water 6,000 times more effective in fighting the fires. They won't let fire departments use it. It's a setup.
It sounds it, homie. It really does. And man, I hope the appropriate agencies really investigate this because if you know it, they know it.
Absolutely.
They know what's going on. And hopefully they investigate it and bring people to justice and prevent this from happening again. Sadly, I don't think they will. I think we're going to see, like you said, a lot more damage over the coming months. You know what, homie, I'll be honest with you. My daughter asked me, she's 26 years old, and my other daughter, you know, Dad, we want to go to a concert. I feel like if I'm getting them tickets, I'm putting their in risk of something happening to them. You know, this is the thoughts that we have to have. And people out there, you got to be prepared. We got to be realistic. These things are really happening. And these terrorists are in our country. We don't know where they are. And these cells are operating. They're doing their work. They're doing their investigation. They're getting their people into the fold. Remember what that horrible, as far as I'm concerned, head of the FBI stated factually in the past several months. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when and how often. He made that statement. How often? Well, maybe these fires are showing us that. Louisiana showed us that. You know what happened in Vegas with the Tesla? They're showing us that. We got to be prepared.
Gotta be.
So listen, homie, I appreciate it very much. Thank you for coming on and enlightening our people. And hopefully they pay attention. I'm going to tell them, listen to this from start to finish.
Absolutely.
Listen to all of it. And if you're in a hurry like you are, you got attention span of 10 minutes, then space it out. Do it 10 minutes at a time, but listen to it because this is vital, critical information. And I appreciate it so much. You and I are there's no question we're going to be doing things together. We talked about doing some things in Chicago. Takes time to put these together, but this is the start of a relationship. And I appreciate, you know, just knowing you and working with you very much. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Likewise, big bro. It's always a pleasure. And when you get mobile, we can link up and put some more stuff together. So, you know, thank you for having me. Salute to the whole Francis family. Until next time.
And listen, my family liked you very much. You know, next to you, they couldn't even see me, but you know.
No doubt. Absolutely.
For all of you people out there, Big Homie is truly Big Homie. He's big,
yes,
but you know
yes,
what? I feel very protective when he's by my side. I always say I could have used him a couple of years ago, but it's okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll use it better now. So,
absolutely.
All right, my friend. God bless you. And
yes,
next time I get to Vegas, we'll definitely be together.
All right. Till next time.
You got it. Take care. Well, people, there you have it. And I don't know how you feel, but I got to tell you, I am very, very concerned. First of all, I believe Homie's very credible. I really do. And understand something. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't something you pull out of the sky and say, oh, let's see if we can put this puzzle together and make it sound sensible so that we can talk about it. No. Big Homie has contacts, and he does his work, and everything that he's saying fits together. Look. We have terrorist cells in this country. The head of the FBI has warned us. It's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen, and it's happening. It happened in Louisiana. We know that. And yes, he wasn't a migrant. He was a homegrown American citizen, ex-military, but he was radicalized, no question about it. Where did that radicalization come from? Did it come from a terrorist organization overseas or one of the many cells that we know are in this country now based upon what law enforcement is telling us? We don't know. Okay, the Trump incident in Vegas with the Tesla, ex-military, radicalized. The proof, the evidence is all there. Where did that come from? Is it continuing to happen? Yes, it is. We have people being radicalized here because we absolutely have these terrorist cells existing in our country. Law enforcement has told us. It's a fact. The Biden administration allowed them to come in. That's a deeper question. Why did they do this? What is their motive? What is the motive of the people on the left to allow terrorists to come into this country to destroy our country? What's the motive? I don't know. That's something we all have to find out. And what we need to do is be prepared not to put these same people in office that are causing such terrible damage to our country, to our people. We have to do that. Listen to this all the way through. I hope you did. Listen to it again and be prepared. I said it earlier. I'm afraid to get my daughter concert tickets when she asked me. I don't know when this next attack is going to happen. And Donald Trump is and his efforts are going to do everything possible to find these cells and get rid of these terrorists, get them out of our country. But that's not an easy task. We've had over 1 million gotaways. 1 million. We don't know where these people are. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they came from. They've gotten away in this country. And terrorist activity is already starting. So listen, is it a stretch to believe that it was a terrorist organization that started these fires? Is there maybe another motive? Are the people that are swooping in now, and they are coming in, wanting to pay $750,000 for a piece of property that once had a house on it for $10 million that no longer has insurance? So they're not, whoever owned that property has to rebuild it or construct that house with his own dollars again. No insurance. The insurance was canceled. You think the terrorists don't know this? You think they're not doing their homework? These people are dedicated, motivated, and highly educated and smart. They're not stupid. And they don't care about themselves. They'll give up their own lives. We've seen it in Louisiana. We've seen it in Vegas. And we've seen it, in 9/11 and every other place. They'll do what they have to do. I like what Homie said. I hate what Homie said, but I like what he said because he's being honest. There is a satanic cult going around in this country. There's no doubt about it. Look, people, I'm sorry. But when you're agreeing to gender-affirming surgery in kids, which is basically mutilation of their bodies permanently, when you're agreeable to that, when you're pushing that, when you're saying it's the right thing to do, that's satanic. It's absolutely satanic. When you're trying to destroy a country, it's satanic. When you're pushing values and ideals that are so contrary to what America stands for and what has stood for now for almost 250 years, there's something that's satanic. And as a Christian, I believe we're approaching the end times. That could be 1,000 years off. I don't know. We don't know the time or the place. But biblical prophecy says we are moving towards the end times. The signs are all there. Satan, the devil, will rule for quite some time until our Lord comes back. All the signs are there. All the prophecies are being fulfilled. There's no doubt about it. So what do we need to do? We need to be steadfast. We need to be aware. We need to be alert. And we need to be careful. That's the bottom line. That's what living in the United States is all about right now. And let me tell you something. I think Donald Trump is going to do the job, but it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. And there's going to be more damage done until that happens. Thank God it's Donald Trump now, because 4 more years of Joe Biden, America would have been destroyed. No question about it. Not even a doubt in my mind. I'm saying my honest feelings, and I keep saying this, I got no horse in this race. It isn't about Republican or Democrat. I don't care who our leadership is if they're doing the right thing responsibly for our country. I don't want to keep going on, people, but beware. Is it a possibility that these fires were started by some terrorist organization? Is it a possibility that these people swooping in now to buy up these properties at a tremendous discount, because there was no fire insurance, and people have to rebuild at a great expense, and people don't even want to go back there. They're afraid because of the way the government handled this. They were so unprepared. They don't want it to happen again. So is it too far of a stretch of an imagination to believe that this was a terrorist activity? We don't know how the fire started. We never know how these fires started. Why doesn't somebody keep pummeling, asking the question, how did it start? How do we prevent it? Why did it start? It happens every single year. I believe most of it has to be arson. There's no doubt in my mind. Has to be. Come on, they don't start out of nowhere. Oh, it's a power line. Yeah, all possibilities, but every single year, like clockwork? Come on. Something going on here, people. Be prepared. He talked about the fire in Texas, totally unprepared. Listen to what he had to say. He gave you the origin of how this happened. He's done his work, and he's got his contacts giving him information. Look, that's all I have to say about this for now, but I'm going to be following up on it. I'm going to be listening. I got my ear to the wall. Anytime information comes in, I'll do my best to provide it, and hopefully, from additional credible sources like Big Homie. And again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist in any way. That's not what I do. I just hear the facts, what I believe to be the facts. I dismiss them, or I take them as being credible, and then I put the information out there. That's exactly what I do. So, my friends, that's all I have to say for today. Hope you enjoyed this in terms of getting information. It's nothing to be happy about, but at least you have the information now and you're aware. Got to watch yourself and your surroundings, people. So, listen, how do I always leave you? Same way, never going to change. Be safe. After you've heard all of this, I hope you're even more diligent in preparing and taking care of your safety and your families. Be safe, be healthy. Not going to preach on that right now. You know the deal. We got RFK coming in, going to make us healthier, I hope. Be safe, be healthy. And yes, I mean this, especially after hearing this. God bless each and every one of you. God bless your families, your friends, your loved ones, your neighborhoods, your communities. And yes, God bless Donald Trump, his entire administration. God bless all of our leadership. And God bless America. See you next time.
All
What
right.
do you make it
Well,
up, Steph?
I thought that was very interesting. Let me go ahead and close this out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. We will see you later. Bye. All right, don't go anywhere, guys. I had to just close that out for Tahir. It sounded interesting. I didn't get to hear most of it because I was on the phone, of course, doing something else, which seems to
It's
be,
what people don't realize. We have people. Just so people in the side chat know, right? We have constantly, whilst we've got these videos going on, we've got other things going on at exactly the same time, because there are so many people asking for help about certain situations, about their own situations, that whilst these reaction videos are playing, that we're literally talking to other people, trying to help them. So I just wanted to make that known, and Steph mainly, but myself as well. And yeah, so if you ever see us doing that, it's not us being rude or anything like that. That's not what we're doing. We're just trying to stick to what we're saying that we're trying to do, which is to help people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I apologize that I did not. I'll have to go back and watch it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow, let it run while I'm doing other stuff, possibly during lunch or something. Because I
Whilst you're
didn't get
making fries again. You make fries every single night.
I'm not making French fries tonight. After this next one, I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna make some rice and maybe I took some chicken out. I don't know if it's defrosted. So either chicken and rice or corn, or I'm gonna just make some, I don't know yet. I don't know. I really don't know. I took the food out and I just put the stuff together, see what happens. That's usually how it works.
So long as you eat, that's all I care about. Because you know that if you don't eat, I'm going to be on your ass, and I'm going to be phoning you saying, "Steph, have you eaten? Have you eaten?"
Yes, I'm going to eat. Yesterday, I did not want to. I didn't want to cook. I didn't feel good. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to do anything today. I might cook. Right now I feel like, I can take it either way. Like I can honestly go to sleep and not eat. I'm good. Like I'm one of those people. Like I can go to sleep and just figure it out tomorrow. Bye, Summer. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for chilling with us for a little bit. So Big Homie CC, for my personal project, is one of the people that I would really love to get in the same room with, because he is one of the people that I feel like would definitely be able to give me information about how we can get even further involved in what I've come to YouTube for, right? So I am hoping at some point that I get in the same circle with him.
I will speak to you. I'll speak to you about that behind the scenes, my love, because yeah,
Okay.
that's all I'll say.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely admire what he's doing. He seems, like they said, to be very credible and very real and very, like, yeah, he's one of the people that I definitely would love to be involved with this, and be able to sit down, pick his brain, and just go through some stuff and see where we can enter the picture. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah. So anytime I see him, I enjoy him. And then, the same thing with him. Like, I'm not interested in the Diddy stuff or any of that stuff. I'm interested in, you guys know what I'm interested in. It's my fault. So I'm interested in helping these kids, and finding a way to really get involved in a tangible way, and also creating a safe space for them once we do find them. So those are the things that I'm interested in doing, and I think that he would be a great wealth of knowledge, and so to get us on the right track. So let's see. Steph, completely understand. Sometimes I get so busy I forget to eat. Sometimes it will be days before I really. Yeah, I mean, I don't really, you know, food is not high on my priority. It's just like for nourishment. It's not for like enjoyment. Like, now, if I go on vacation and stuff like that, then I don't have anything else to do, so I can enjoy food and whatever. But for the most part, it's just to keep me from passing out. Right, eat a little nibble so you don't pass out. That sounds bad, but it's true. I admire Big Homie also. Yes, by Summer. That fries are my
Big,
favorite. I eat them for dinner all the time. I I don't really like the fries, but I have a deep fryer. So once you put all that oil in the deep fryer to fry something, before I dump all the oil back into the container to save it for next time, you might as well cook all the fries you're going to cook for the next 2 days, 3 days, so that you don't have to cook fries no more. My daughter, her favorite thing is fries. So, and it's easy, right? It only takes me like 2 minutes. So, I wasn't feeling good. So they got an extra day of fries because I really didn't want to cook that. And we had some chicken that was left over from the day before that. I think that my husband had bought some chicken home for dinner. So they had the fries and the chicken, and make a meal out of that. I'm all for helping people. There isn't anything better to do other than that. Yes, Yvonne, I agree. If you can't do anything else with life, you might as well help
help
someone,
somebody else.
right?
Help somebody else.
Yeah. I did have
And
an air
helping.
fryer. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just going to say, helping somebody else also makes you, that there's one term that I stand by. There is no such thing as a selfless act. There's no such thing as a selfless act, right? Because the reason why I say that is because you can help people, and in order to make that person feel better, but inside that's going to make you feel good. So
Right.
that's not selfless. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Absolutely. So, it's good to help other people. It's good to, think about other
Of
people,
course it is.
especially
Yeah.
when you're going through a difficult time yourself. When you focus on somebody else, sometimes, you can forget about your own, issues. And that's a good thing too. It takes your mind off of things. So yeah. You use an air fryer, Margie. I used to have an air fryer. I don't like air fryers. I don't know. Like I like them, but I feel like the amount of food that I want to cook, I never get an air fryer that's big enough to do it. So like I need to get like a oven that cooks like an air fryer or a convection oven. I think that's what they used to call it, but I don't know if they still have it like that. But yeah, I never like it's always because there's so many people in the house using the air fryer and nobody ever cleans it right. And so then I wind up throwing it out because it's just so disgusting and nasty. And like, just get rid of it. I'm one of those people. If I can't clean it, it goes in trash. Sorry. I love people. I'm like a kitchen appliance person too. I love kitchen appliances, bathroom appliances. Like I like those things, like household stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely into that. But mine says 3 racks. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's a very nice one.
Oh, you've made
Yes, make sure
me
you guys.
hungry now. Talking about food.
Sorry. Yeah, hurt when you're able to do something. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Please make sure you guys hit that like and and that bell on both sides, my channel and Mike, wherever you are, and then you can come back. You know, Dragon only use 2 icons. It's a rule. It's a room rule. Dragon is a mod. He can use as many as he wants. Actually, it's only for. I think that's only for non-mods, right? Is that the rule? I don't even know. For Ada, thank you, Dragon. Thank you. I'm joking. Just kidding. I'm about to say, yeah. That's one of the rules I learned early. Was that only the mods could use emojis, a lot of emojis, but I don't know. I'm pretty terrible mod. I had to get rid of somebody today during one of the things. I was so shocked. I said, what? You know, made me have to ban somebody from the room? I don't like this. I have a microwave oven, convection oven, air fryer. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Miss Gothi. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Always help where I can, was brought up that way. Plus, I'm a Libra. Yes, Libras are helpers. I have a microwave, but I want a toaster oven. Yes, I had a toast. We had toaster ovens for the we had the after school. The kids had I had about 4 or 5 toaster ovens because they did home ec and stuff. So we had to have enough for everybody to do it. I like fries with gravy over them. That's interesting. Never done. I like cheese sauce. I like cheese fries. When you said Mike, I thought it was Murph last night. I'm so slow. Sorry, Uncle Mike. Yvonne, let's say, thank you, Dragon. Thank you. Dragon is awesome. I'm messing with Dragon. Okay. I must say, Steph, it's great to hear some real content tonight. Oh, well, thank you, Melinda. I'm glad you approve. Appreciate that. Make someone feel better, Murph. You jag bobblehead make D feel awful, like making her feel like Bonnie May.
Make someone feel better.
Riri, did you come over here to talk down to Murph?
Oh, Riri.
This is
Oh,
not the
thank you
channel
for
for
that.
that, honey. Whose side is Riri on?
She's on Mike's side.
Well, not surprised. Would one of my mods take take care of that, or would you like me to do it? Because if you want to pick a fight, Riri, this is not the place, honey. You can take that back
Riri,
over to
you don't.
wherever it came
Can I
from.
just say, Riri, you have no idea what's gone on behind the scenes. You have no idea.
I think was
Regardless
that
of if you want to be a fan of D's, that's absolutely fine. Go and be a fan of D's. Why are you over here? Just because we're here. Have you got nothing better to do with your life? There are millions of channels that you could go to, but you choose to come over here.
Oh God, here we go. Riri, honey, sir, I don't know which one you are, so I'll just do both. You are welcome to stay and take part if you'd like to. However, if you would like to pick a fight, please bring it back to the channel that you brought it to, because this is not the channel that has anything to do with anything that you're talking about. Okay? Let's
Yep.
keep, let's play in our own yard. All right? Please. If you come
Thank you
again,
very much.
then we'll have to ban you. And I don't really want to have to do that because Why, like, we're not even talking about anything like that. We're not planning on talking about anything like that over here. So please, Riri. Hey, Cassandra, how you? Hold
Oh, it's
on.
Cassandra here. Hey,
Yeah,
Cassandra.
don't come messing with our happy family. Thank you, Margie. Yes, don't come messing with our happy family time, please. You know, we're over here chilling, minding our own business, as we always are, right, guys? We always in our little corner, minding our own business.
We've
Okay.
not even mentioned that person. We've not even
Yeah.
mentioned her.
We don't
So
need
what are you talking about?
any negativity here. Exactly. For those of you who were not here earlier, please go check out the website. There are some updates. Okay. And I think you guys will be really happy and surprised. And big shout out to Miss Gothi for all her hard work and helping me to get that information. And if anybody pops back, let me know what you see that's different from the last time you looked at it. So, you know, uh, yes. This is why I'm here. Yes. We're here to talk about helping these kids and making some moves in the right direction, you know, supporting each other. Ouch. My butt hurts, but where is the website? Tahir. It's www.thelorraineacademy.org. And Tahir, if he is in here, we'll drop it in a second. Good vibes only. Absolutely. Amen, Eden. So, Tahir, you in here? Okay, you want me to put it in? I'll put it in.
No, he's still here. He is still here. He's just taking care of something. Yeah.
Okay, let me put it in then. I will put it in for him. And one. I gotta type it out, guys. Wait, what is it again? I'm putting the wrong thing in.
The Lorraine Academy.org.
.org, yes. I almost put in like the email, but it was wrong, so it didn't matter. There it is. That's it. I don't know if it's gonna come up as a link like it does all nice and fancy for Tahir, but Tahir, really?
No, you need
Now
to right. So in order, yeah, there we go. Right, so you always need, when you're typing out the link stuff, right? You need to put HTTP colon / before you put your website. Otherwise, it won't show up as a link.
Well, we'll just let Tahir do it then, because clearly that means let Tahir do it. Okay, no problem. Yvonne, I knew like there. I'm ready, Steph, to get home. Oh, you ready to go home, Cassandra? How's your son feeling, Cassandra? And Jag is now online. The come to Steph and Mer. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, goodness. Well, maybe, you know, everybody will get some love and peace and happiness and relax.
Listen. All I've got to say on that subject is I said my piece, and yet people are still talking about it.
Copy and
And
paste
that
is
is
your
all
friend,
I've got to
Steph.
say on the subject.
I don't even have a place to copy and paste it from. Like, I would still have to type it out. Miss Copy, I know.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
I
You've got your notes.
could have done it from the site too. Okay, yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
yes, so if you guys want to check out the website and see the updates that we've made, please do. Please take a little minute to go over. It's all on one page, so it's very easy to, you know, navigate through. I think that's the way that when I picked to structure it. The category I picked only gave me one page, which is weird for me because I'm used to doing like where you click on different things and it brings you to different pages, and it's not giving me that, so we'll deal with it. It's fine. When I want to go back and restructure it, I'll restructure it a different way later. But right now, we just wanted to get that information out. So, hey, Sammy Sam, how are you? I know you think that that's what everyone would want. Yes. Massive love to Cassandra. Let it snow. It's snowing. Yes, I heard this winter storms all through the United States, north of me, which is everybody. So the long kiss.
Yeah,
Somebody
said earlier on that Michigan, there's it's snowing.
Oh yeah. Well,
Somebody said
Michigan's
that in the
probably
chat
always
earlier on.
snowing.
Well.
They're all the way up there. It's
Right,
looking
okay.
fantastic.
I don't know.
Thank you, Edinburgh Glass. Thank you. All right, so we have one more video, and then and I think it's pretty short, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, guys. I think 2 hours is long enough, so we've already hit our 2-hour mark. And like I said, now that we have the website, you guys can go to the website for any updates or anything like that. And for a lot of the information that you get here, like, the PayPal, and, if you want to share our website, it says join us. If you want to share the YouTube, it says join us. It takes you right to my YouTube page. So all those things are on there. We're still going to be adding more things on there. Don't worry. So, hey, Barbara J. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this next one.
Parents, let's talk about child abuse prevention. Why do we need to educate children about child abuse prevention? The consequences of child abuse for the affected child and for society as a whole are substantial, and education is one of the best ways to prevent this from happening. Over 40% of children around the world experience abuse and violence annually. This relates to over 1 billion children. So by preventing child abuse, we can change society for the better. We as parents, teachers, social workers, and members of our communities need to build a strong support system for the children. The statistics affecting society are staggering. 95% of child abusers were themselves abused as children. 80% of substance abusers were abused as children. 80% of runaways say that abuse was a factor. 95% of prostitutes were sexually abused. 78% of prison population were abused as children. And 50% of all suicide attempts reported having been sexually abused. Preventing child sexual abuse starts at home. Now, many parents think they need to protect their child from strangers, but over 90% of child sexual abuse is committed by somebody the child knows. These are most often trusted family members, friends, or caregivers. So let's see what we can do to prevent child abuse. Educate your child. As soon as your child is old enough to understand body safety, usually around 3 years old, make sure you have spoken to them about their bodies and let the person that is looking after your child know that your child has been educated in this matter. You can try and reduce your child's alone time with adults and older children. Abusers will often make friends with families and offer to help with activities. This way they can earn the trust of the parent and the child. Watch for adults that are isolating a child or giving excessive attention or gifts. Make sure you observe and set clear limits as to what is and is not acceptable. Make sure if someone is spending alone time with your child that you 1. Drop in unexpectedly. 2. Don't give an exact time when you will be home or
Melinda, I just realized what you were saying earlier when I said I had to block somebody. No, Melinda, it wasn't on. You said you were blocked earlier. Wasn't me. No, I didn't block you, Melinda. It was somebody else. Sorry, Melinda. It just made sense in my mind. I'm like, what is she talking about? No, it was somebody else in one of Mike's premieres. They were just going a little bit crazy. So I didn't block them. I timed them out. I put them in timeout. But no, that wasn't me. If you got blocked earlier today, Melinda, it wasn't me. Sorry. Let's keep going.
Picking up the child. 3. Try to make sure that other people will be around. 4. Always talk to your child when you return. Take note of their behavior and ask questions. Children should not have to try to prevent sexual abuse all by themselves. We as adults have to learn to recognize when people are acting inappropriately around children. Listen to your child when they tell you something does not feel right or if they feel uncomfortable, and ask questions. Please remember that you need to educate both boys and girls on body safety. Although more girls are sexually abused than boys, there is still a statistic that 1 in every 6 boys are sexually abused. Communicating with your child is key. If you are looking for a comfortable way to start the subject with your child, have a look at the My Body is My Body program, which will give you a step-by-step, easy way to approach this subject through fun, animated songs and cartoons. This simple program will give you a way to empower your child and help you open the important lines of communication. The first song in the program is called My Body is My Body, and the objective of this song is to teach children that their bodies are their own and nobody has the right to hurt them or touch their private parts. The second song is called If It Don't Feel Right, Don't Do It. And the objective of this song is to teach children to listen to their feelings, and if something doesn't feel right or something makes them feel uncomfortable, don't do it. You can also talk about peer pressure and children trying to get them to do things that they know are wrong, and you can also help children with their body empowerment. The third song is called the What If game, and the objective of this song is to teach children to say no with authority. The What If game can be applied to any situation that you may suspect is happening to a child. So use this song to give answers to difficult situations that the child may not know how to get out of safely. Song number 4, If You've Got a Problem. The song objective is to reinforce the learning of telling someone if there's a problem, and if that person doesn't listen to the child, to keep telling till somebody does listen. The song also gives the children a list of people they can talk to, and while you're talking to them, you can also give them other people that are in your family circle that are safe adults to talk to. Song number 5 is called Love is Gentle, and the objective of this song is to teach children that love is gentle and kind and is all about caring and sharing and trusting. Song number 6, Say No to Secrets. The song objective is to teach children not to keep secrets. Abuse flourishes in secrecy and allows the abuser to keep control of the child. This is why we need to teach children not to keep secrets. Trying to teach children which are good or bad secrets can be difficult to explain, so keep it simple and have a no secrets rule in your family. By using the My Body is My Body program, you can explain to your child that no one should ever be touching or taking photos of their private parts. Let's talk about disclosing sexual abuse. Always believe your child if they tell you someone is hurting them or touching their private parts. Children very seldom lie about something like this. Remain calm and do not force the child to give you information. Comfort the child and thank them for sharing the information with you, then notify your relevant child protection services. Remember, a child may only disclose a small portion of information at a time until they see your reaction as calm and supportive. It is so important that your child knows you are on their side and that you believe them. How to spot a victim of child sexual abuse. Because children do not have the knowledge or words to express what they have been through with sexual abuse, they will often express their feelings using their body. A child's behavior. Extreme reluctance to be touched in any way. They may feel anxious, nervous, often cry or get angry. Their schoolwork may deteriorate. They may show sexual behavior or knowledge that is inappropriate for their age. There may be inappropriate sexual touching of other children. So talk casually, frequently, and openly with your child about their bodies and body boundaries. Make sure they know they can always come to you with any questions they may have. If you suspect child abuse, call your relevant child protection services and get advice, or call your national helpline. They will listen to your concerns and take action on your behalf if a child is in danger. Thank you for listening, and thank you for helping to make this world a safer place for children.
All right. So just a little video for you guys, parents. I know we've talked about this before and some of the things that we can say to our children. We're trying to explain this. We want to make sure we not educate only ourselves, but educate our children as well, and any adults that might be around them to help to deter any type of abuse that might be happening if they know that this child will tell on you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just try to bring little nuggets every time we get in here. So I hope you guys got something from that.
Can I just add something to that as well, though, Steph? So one thing that they didn't mention, right, is a lot of the time when children that have been essayed, you'll generally find them looking down towards the ground, as opposed to looking upwards or looking forwards. They'll be looking towards the ground because that just they become desensitized to everything. So and that is one other issue that just wasn't raised in that video. So I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
No need to apologize. It's sad these days that you have to tell your children about this stuff, but so many predators out there trying to essay them. These children have been scared to death by drag queens looking like clowns. I mean, it's not just today. My mother had books for me too. I remember 2 books. She had me read them a million times. I still remember the titles. It's Okay to Tell Secrets and Your Body is Your Own. So those are 2 books that my mother had me read over and over and over and over again. And that was back in the 80s. So told not to look at people's eyes. Yeah. So, yep. So we just got to be vigilant and continue to do what we're doing to try to, prevent any of this, and also protect as many children as possible, and, learn as much as possible, right? That's what we're here for, building this network and trying to do as much as we can and with what we have, right? And so I'm going to get ready to get us on out of here. Murph, you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just the same stuff that I always say. That Steph is the backbone of this mission, right? And please put some hearts in the chat for Steph and what she's doing, because this literally, when we call each other brother and sister, we really are, right? So she's my sister from another mister. And to hear, oh God, I've got to compliment to hear again. Oh, this is heart wrenching for me. But Tahir is my brother from another mother, right? And
Aw,
and Mike
isn't that
is
sweet?
solid. And yeah,
I just
I
love
always, do you know what I mean?
it.
It's just like we are, and this is how families interact with each other, right? So we take we're serious about stuff, but we take the absolute piss out of each other as well. So when you see when you see us destroying each other in the side chat, that's that's us being literally family, right? So
Yes, yes.
but yeah, Steph is the absolute backbone of this, please. And she, you know, without Steph, none of this would be happening. So please support Steph and support. Obviously, Mike is the one that brought us all together as well. So support Mike, support Steph
Absolutely,
when you're watching
absolutely.
videos, when you're watching these lives that go live at 5 p.m. every single day. Please make sure that you go and like both sides of the coin, as it were, because
Absolutely.
it's really important, because this is a message that we're trying to send out to people, and it's not just coming from one side; it's come from multiple sides. So, Steph, I just want to say, you know, I love you, and side chat, I love you.
Love you too, brother. I love you too. And love all of you guys. Thank you so much to Murph, of course, for always being here. Murph is I don't think he sleeps. And we just are so grateful for everything that Murph does, even in the midst of his own daily personal routines, right? Like he still makes time to be here and to support and to love. And so, you know, we definitely need to return that love to Murph and, you know, give him some love and make sure that he knows that we support him as well. Tahir, as always, the number one producer in all of YouTube land. I don't think there's anyone better than Tahir. And just a really, 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 really good guy. Not that Murph isn't, but you know, Murph is my brother. So, and so is Tahir. Tahir's my Bahi. Bahi means brother in Pakistani. I
Pakistan,
think that's how you say it.
yeah.
Yes. So, and so I call them both my brothers because they both hold me down. And Dragon, of course, thank you so much to Dragon and all my other mods, Jamie and who else is in here? I don't know, Plotter and am I missing anybody? Because you know I'm like but all my mods for, you know, holding it down, protecting the chat, you know, making sure that we're protecting the people that come in and spend time with us each and every day. Thanks to you guys for everything that you do behind the scenes, for all your videos and all your phone calls and all your text messages and all your concern for each other. You know, thank you for Valerie
Oh, Valerie,
for, you know,
Valerie, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Valerie for the prayer team and Michelle and Miss Gothy for bringing together all these information for the missing kids that we added to the website. I still have more states to add, so we're still going to be working on that as well. And thank you to everyone that prayed for Cassandra, that prayed for Ada, everyone that donated to Cassandra, everyone that donated to Ada. You know, we just appreciate everything that you guys do. We are family here. We love all of you guys. And as always, it's a great time anytime I get to sit in here with you guys and hang out and have a conversation and just build with everyone. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of their day, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are throughout the world. Make it a great one. And we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
See you later. We love you. Bye.